Get more into that. President Cyril Ramaphosa has promised big changes at municipalities. We know that only 5% of municipalities are actually stable, with around 64 being dysfunctional. So to discuss government's plans, we're now joined by Lance Joel from the South African Local Government Association. Lance, thank you for your time and good morning. As always, a pleasure to talk to you. Before we get into the district development module, though, I just want to reflect back on these numbers, quite worrisome. It seems June last year, 26 municipalities placed at administration, 31 placed under administration to date, 64 are dysfunctional, and there seems to be more municipalities who face threat of being placed under administration. What do you think attributes to this?
Well, good morning to Melia, and thank you very much for having us. Well, the reality is that there are many challenges that are faced by local authorities, and they range to Melo from financial sustainability, as is mentioned in your figures, where essentially the correct figure is that 5% of municipalities are viable, financially viable. There are serious structural challenges that our municipalities are facing. And then what is the concerning part is the challenges around leadership, political and administrative leadership, certainly lacking in a number of our municipalities, but it's not all doom and gloom. Yes, there are areas that requires our attention and focused attention, but there are also areas where municipalities are doing fairly well, and we should sustain those.
Right. And when we speak about the district development model, is this the answer that we're looking for in, assisting these municipalities to be sustainable and long-term?
Well, it's a useful response because the reality is, whilst we have three spheres of government, national, provincial, and local, it's in a local space where development takes place. So a key game changer of the district development model is that you are bringing the whole of government together to ensure that there's development in a particular area. So it's focused development, targeted development based on the needs of communities in a particular area. So the whole of government is coming together. So it is quite encouraging because essentially municipalities have been left on their own, trying to drive and deliver on the services. And now we get national and provincial government coming on board together with our state-owned entities to ensure that indeed we see development in our respective areas.
Now, do we see government conceding here, Lance, in saying that they have failed in terms of service delivery? Before our conversation, we were just running a package around Mfuleni, the residents saying they've been waiting for lights, for example, for up to 10 years now, water issues. I could go on and on and on, but are we hearing government conceding that they have failed when it comes to service delivery?
Well, Tumelo, I don't necessarily say it's an indication of failure. I think what has been acknowledged is the reality that when people see government, they don't see local government, provincial government, and national government. And therefore, when government itself responds to the needs of community, they need to make sure that they work together. So it is certainly an acknowledgement that across the three spheres of government, we need to work together in order to address the needs of our communities. Yes, certainly there has been serious challenges around service delivery, particularly sustaining the delivery of services. But here we have a model that now, as I'm saying, brings together all of government and directing its energies towards a particular area.
Right. Earlier on, you mentioned also leadership as part of a contributor in seeing, the numbers of municipalities being placed under administration, but also that 5% of municipalities only being financially viable. In your opinion, Lance, the Municipal Structures Amendment Act, what role do you think it will play, therefore, in holding councillors accountable moving forward?
Well, certainly a plus, a benefit of the recent amendments to the Structures Act is improving the oversight function. So one of the things the Structures Amendment Act does is to institutionalize municipal public accounts committees. So an equivalent of SCOPA at a municipal level. And the intention is really to ensure that on an ongoing basis, there is proper oversight over the executive in a municipality. So certainly something positive. We've always had the municipal public accounts committees, but they've not been institutionalized. Now it's been institutionalized. We are running into capacity building programs to ensure that they can play their oversight role effectively. On the leadership part, Tumelo, we are talking about the GDM model. We are talking about a one plan, and the plan would mean absolutely nothing if we do not have appropriately skilled, qualified, and experienced people to implement those plans. So we are saying, particularly we have now gone through the elections, we have new political leadership within our municipalities. The next step is to ensure that within the administration, the hands and feet of the municipality, we have the correct and the right people to execute those particular plans that have been developed.
And I'm sure that's the kind of news that residents and, those living in these municipalities want to hear, that the right people, of course, are in place to drive that change. We have to leave it there, Lance, but I appreciate you speaking to us. Lance Joel from the South African Local Government Association.